Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new, welcome back if you're not, and welcome home if that fits for you. Today we want to talk about what's up, astrology and energy for the coming week, which is the 3rd of June through the 9th of June 2024. As always, let's get right in. So on Monday the 3rd, the moon within the first hour of the day moves into Taurus. And how exciting is that, right? Mercury moves into Gemini, joining this little party that's going on in Gemini. And then later in the morning, that Taurus moon is going to square Pluto, which is in retrograde. So on Monday, let your feelings catch up to your mouth. Ease into certainty before you express yourself, right? This is a big theme this week. There's plenty of depth to explore on Monday and plenty of, let's call it, transformational opportunity and transformational truths available if you are willing to slow down and gather the full picture of your emotional state, right? This week is going to really require, let's call it, a lot of precision when it comes to your emotions and your expressions. So just know that going in. On Tuesday, the 4th, Mercury in Gemini trines Pluto. Mercury in Gemini conjuncts Jupiter. The Taurus moon will sextile Saturn. The Sun in Gemini will conjunct Venus. And that Taurus moon is going to conjunct Uranus. So Tuesday is one of those days where you might feel like you're talking a mile a minute, right? Stick to the truth of what you know, right? Keep your expressions in the self-reflexive, right? Because straying into that general or the collective might bring some really sharp-edged consequences. So realize that the change that you're speaking about can only be your own. And the home, right? Remember, the Sun is conjuncting Venus. So that sense of home, right? What home smells like, tastes like, sounds like, it can only be your own definition as well. So make sure that you're sticking with your own interpretations, your own conclusions, all of those things. On Wednesday, the 5th, that Taurus moon is going to sextile Neptune overnight, and then just a very short time later, the moon will breeze right on into Gemini. It's quite a party. The Gemini moon will trine Pluto and then conjunct both Jupiter and Mercury. So we are getting into abracadabra season, right? So this is about getting right with your depths and your dreams and your capacity for evolution. So realize that the way that you call it in absolutely matters. Focus your powers of expression in the arena of, of what you want, right? And let the rest go, right? The rest does not matter. Just focus on what it is that you want. Thursday the 6th. So the very first aspect, 7:38 a.m. Central Time, the Gemini moon conjuncts the Sun at 16 degrees of Gemini, and we get to witness a new moon. Now, not even an hour later, the moon will conjunct Venus and square Saturn and sextile Chiron. Now, here's the deal. This new moon is conjunct Venus. It is trining the South Node and Black Moon Lilith, right, which are conjunct in Libra, and square Saturn in Pisces. Now, it's a lot, right? So the moon, the Sun, and Venus, which really have to do with the self and that sense of home and your heart, are trining the South Node and Black Moon Lilith, right? So ask yourself, what have you been repressing? What have you been overlooking, right? And then squaring Saturn, right? So challenged by limitations, So the concepts here are possibility, expression, things left unsaid or undone, right? So this is a very demanding new moon in terms of completeness and correctness. Your words will matter. Your expression will matter more than ever. This is an energy of clarity or silence, right? The infinite interpretations of your truth bring a, let's call it a caution flag to the track, right? So intend very wisely at this new moon. Squaring Saturn, those consequences are going to echo necessarily. So this is a time to make sure that you are shoring up any potential loose ends. Any potential loose ends. Right? And it's definitely about where you don't do that you're really going to feel those consequences, right? On Friday the 7th, that Gemini moon will sextile Mars and square Neptune before moving into Cancer early in the morning, right? In time for coffee. That Cancer moon is going to quincunx Pluto later in the day. So internally you are in motion, but it might not translate into the actual world, the 3D world at all on Friday. So if you feel blocked or if you feel stunted or if you feel fearful, right, be okay with taking some breaths and reassessing. Remember, we talked about this earlier in the week. You're the only one who can determine whether you are required to be in motion or stillness. So just choose wisely, right? Choose wisely. On Saturday the 8th, Venus in Gemini squares Saturn. The Cancer moon also trines Saturn. And then Mars moves into Taurus almost at the end of the day. So on Saturday, there might be let's call it an emotional chill, right, in the air. That Venus squaring Saturn really is going to create a very serious potential dip in the thermostat of the day. So your job, your function, your task is to get stuff done, right? So focus on what it is that you can do. And remember that sometimes when you're focused on what you need to be doing, it necessitates a detachment. So if you feel that detachment in any relationship with anyone else, remember not to take it personally, right? Instead, just double down on what it is that you need to do and what you need to accomplish. Remember, as Mars moves into Taurus, it is going to be about getting your resources in order. On Sunday, the 9th of June, it is a busy day. That Cancer moon is going to square Chiron, sextile Uranus. The Sun in Gemini will square Saturn, right? A lot of Saturn squaring here. The moon in Cancer will trine Neptune, and then the moon moves into Leo in the afternoon. Lovely. That Leo moon will square Mars, oppose Pluto, and sextile Jupiter. So old wounds might surface on Sunday, and they might trigger you in ways that you thought you had already healed. So if it's not, let's say it this way, it might send you kind of into a tailspin, right? You might feel yourself sliding sideways towards something you thought you had already healed. That is not necessary, right? Just stay present, stay here, stay now, and remind yourself of the work that you've done and of the responses you get to choose over the reactions that the past versions of yourself would have perhaps chosen. The veils will move very easily for you today, and revolutions and revelations of your healed self will be right there cheering you on. You might experience some tense moments as the afternoon goes. That's okay. Dig in, those depths that you've explored are known, and remind yourself of that. I've been here. I know what comes next. I know what I want to do here, right? Say hello to those places. Expand into those places, and refuse to shrink from them, right? Just welcome them like they're old friends. You know that territory. Let that be. Yeah, let's get talking. So, on Monday, you have the 10 of Pentacles and the 7, right? So this is about legacy and the way that you get to choose your path toward it, right? How you plant those seeds, how you nurture them, how you tend to them. And we talked about letting your feelings catch up to your mouth today, right? And perhaps knowing that you have to slow down, get the full picture first, and then make a decision. You know what's going to, what's going to benefit you. You know what's going to grow and what won't. So make sure that you're keeping your eye on the prize here, and allowing yourself to be in whatever energy is required, right? We're not barreling ahead. That's not necessary. What's necessary is that you're in correct form to nurture what needs to come next. Right? Don't be in a rush, right? Divine timing is your timing. On Tuesday, you have the Page of Wands and the Death card. Exciting, right? This is a little bit shifty, a little bit changey. We're talking about this talking a mile a minute day, right? Here's the deal. Page of Wands can create that impulsiveness. Page of Wands can make you want to talk that mile a minute. Again, make sure that you're sticking with yourself. Make sure that you're always being self-reflexive with whatever it is that you're expressing, because that's your only potential for transformation. The only way that you shift or change anything is through your own attention to your own experience, right? Nothing is about anybody but you. So resist those urges to stray into general or collective awarenesses, right? Those are where those sharp edges are. Transform yourself, right? Witnessing the fact that the only change that you can speak is your own. Everything follows from there. Wait, that sounded a little bit Wizard of Ozzy, don't you think? Okay. We've got the 8 of Pentacles and the Empress. Lovely, lovely energies. The 8 of Pentacles being mastery, right? How am I practicing my skills? Sorry, I'm totally trying to get that to focus. There we go. A little bit better, maybe. All right, well, we'll just do it that way. So this is about really whatever's planted, right? We have this 7 of Pentacles here leading us into this awareness. Everything that you're planting right now has the potential for growth. This is abracadabra season, remember. Don't forget that. It's very important. So as we move into this abracadabra season, get right with your depths, with your dreams and your evolution. Everything that you're devoted to, right? 8 of Pentacles is a card of devotion. It's where you're choosing to give your energy. It's where you're choosing to put your attention. Focus your powers of expression in that arena of what you want. Let the rest go. Know that what you're planting is going to come up, and it's going to come up for you, right? Absolutely. Every single time. Beautiful. Here's our new moon day, 7 of Wands, 6 of Swords. So this is the place where you get to decide what it is that you're willing to give your energy to, right? 7 of Wands asks you, where are you investing? Where are you putting your energy, your attention, your inspiration, your focus? And what are you willing to transition away from in order to allow that to grow? So we're talking again about money, love, possibility, that sense of home, really minding those things you are leaving unsaid or undone, right? Just because this is an energy of impulse doesn't mean you don't get to finish and complete what it is that you're required to finish or complete. Clarity and silence are your friends today. Get clear, right? Intend wisely and make sure that you're paying attention. Just because you get to move forward doesn't mean you get to leave things undone. Pay attention to your loose ends. Pay attention to your loose ends, guys. That is the key to this this new moon, 100%. Gemini energy doesn't like it, but that's a fact. On Friday, King of Swords, the Tower. Okay, so we're talking about internal motion, but external feelings of stuckness. Here's the deal. If you're stuck in your ideas, if you're stuck in your beliefs, if you're stuck in your anything, it's going to explode, right? Just because you think you know what you're talking about doesn't mean that there's not things that can just pop your top off. Be okay with taking breaths, with reassessing, and reminding yourself that you're the only one who can determine what this day requires, right? If you need stillness, take the stillness, even if that's not normally what you do. Allow it. Allow it. It's required. Saturday, the Chariot and the Ten of Swords. What is it that you need to move away from, right? We're talking about this day of having that emotional chill in the air and then not taking it personally if you experience it from others. Worry about your progress and your motion. Explore your ideas that need to be released, right? You have plenty of time to do that. You don't even need permission. You can do it any time. But the way to move forward is to pull swords, right, where necessary, so that you have the capacity to move forward always. Because the place you're at requires it, right? This is necessary shift, necessary change, right? You can't move forward if you're listing one way or the other. You have to balance first. And so that requires you coming back to center. Come back to your task and understand that sometimes you have to pull up all your stakes, figure out where true north is, and move forward that way. Right? Right. Absolutely. On Sunday, you have the Nine of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. This tells you, okay, this has been a challenging week. Old wounds might surface, right? But you've got this. You've got this. Stay here, stay present. This is what that Nine of Pentacles is offering you. This presence, this deeply grounded, rooted presence in the now, reminding yourself of the work you've done, keeping your eye on your highest and best, and understanding that's always the way you're moving, right? Your healed self is right here, cheering you on. You don't need to look anywhere else for it. It's you, right? And understand that there are no depths that you have not explored, nothing that you're not familiar with in your highest and best. So just allow that to be, right? The great balancing. Well, guess what? We have all this Saturn involvement this week. So we're really talking about karma, right? Lessons, learning. We talked about this new moon as really a time where you have to keep your eye on the things that you have left hanging out, right? I always say to my students or my clients, Saturn is that energy that the only weapons Saturn can use against you are things you've left out in the yard, right? So if you left it out there, Saturn can come back and hand it to you in that way that demands that it be dealt with. Well, that's how we balance. That's how we learn. Sometimes we don't like those consequences, but if we're mindful in the present, we can spare ourselves later drama with that. We also have number 39, Sanctuary. This is our oracle. Relax, soothe, revive, return. I love that. Let's see what this oracle has to say to us. Mostly because those are words that apply to most of what we've talked about. Come home to your heart temple. Yeah, self-devotion, yes, is an act of love. So go within your blissful bubble to feel alive and thrive. Okay, shelter from the storm, yes, as the turbulence will soon pass. Wait it out and take this opportunity to recalibrate and restore your peace of mind. In between repetitive thought, incessant worry, and high emotions, dwell your still center and a comforting silence. Intuitive clarity and a deep pool of inner knowledge resides within your heart. Well, I think those are things that we have talked about at length, and I love that. Spend time in nature to harmonize with the natural rhythms of your life. Take time out, rest a while, fill up your precious vessel, and be assured that you're entering a powerful period of transformation. Why, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Mindfulness, meditation, breath work, and similar devoted practices will help sustain your natural equilibrium and sacred balance. Return to your heart to replenish your eternal reserve within. A deep-rooted sense of belonging connects you to euphoric oneness. Balance quality time for yourself with the company of like-minded souls to recharge. Take back what is yours by the way of free choice, and decide what you invest your energy into. You may purposely detach from toxic drama and evolve past triggers that once dragged you in. Well, yes. Be thankful for the lessons that return to challenge you and your soul's evolution. Okay. Devote time to that which adds and enriches your life. Seal the leaks that deplete your precious life force. Really? There are no weak moments, only trials of strength. You have the fortitude and intuitive wisdom to effectively manage your inner and outer worlds. Yeah, with integrity, ease, and grace. Lean on your inner strength during this time. Another, more pragmatic meaning for this oracle indicates that you may be undertaking a renovation, a rebuild, or an upgrade of your home. Remember, that is the widest interpretation of home here in Eileen Land. Be comforted knowing that your planning and preparation will pay off. A happy move may be in the cards for you, so chin up and start packing. A house is not a home unless it's infused with love, laughter, and joy. Creating a blissful, light-filled space nurtures and nourishes your spirit. Open your doors and invite love to fill your heart and home. Start by creating a special space just for you. Self-care is a beautiful expression of self-love. Practice self-honoring rituals until they become natural and routine, right? So this is really talking about heart chakra and making sure that you are quiet enough to hear, right? We talked about this in terms of choosing stillness, right? Choosing to pull yourself back to your experience time and time again, to making sure that you're putting your energy on the things that you require and not things that other people require, right? Reminding yourself of the work that you've done and choosing the response time and time again. Always coming back to your balance, your home, your transformation, your self-care, your determination and energy, your ideas, your progress, and your groundedness, right? This is where your energy comes. And with this new moon here in Gemini, you have a beautiful possibility, right? You have a beautiful opportunity to make sure that all of the pieces that you have in play are optimized, right? Are strategically being placed in exactly the right place for you, for no one else, right? It's your game. It's your game. All right, guys, have a great week. This is a very powerful week, so be in it. Big blessings.